Thanks, good evening and welcome to the Late Look North. Tonight, the rising cost of tackling homelessness across our region. Good evening. Charities in our region say they're seeing increasing numbers of young people and working people who are homeless. And they say they often don't qualify for emergency accommodation. New figures out today suggest it's a growing problem as the cost of living crisis takes hold. From April 2021 to March 22, councils across our region spent £59 million tackling homelessness. Data from this year shows spending has increased to over £67 million from April 22 to March 23. That's a 14% increase in just 1 year. Our reporter NJ Convery has been to see how one charity in Bradford is providing a vital stopgap for those who find themselves on the streets.
Think about homelessness and perhaps this is what you picture. The reality is more complex. According to the charity Crisis, every night of the year, tens of thousands of people across the UK are experiencing some form of homelessness. People like Ben.
At the start, I found it a bit scared because I'm on the streets.
25 years old and living with a learning disability, last year Ben fell out with his mum and had to leave the family home. With nowhere to go, he was directed to Bradford Nightstop, a youth homelessness charity.
What emotions were you feeling when you find yourself young, on your own and homeless?
I feel like scared and lost without no one being there. Being on the streets every day in this cold. If it wasn't for Nightstop, I wouldn't have been around here.
That first night, this is where Ben ended up, Nightstop's city centre shelter.
These are for the young people to stay in. They've got a single bed and an ensuite.
Asma is a volunteer here and says demand for services like theirs is rising.
I guess you can say it mirrors the current climate as well as the cost of living crisis, because it is a lot. You do hear the stories, I can't afford the rent. Some actually go to college or they're at university and they don't have anywhere to sleep at night. And a lot of them, they might have a job. One person that we met said that he'd walked miles. So you're talking about the distance between two cities or towns he was walking, and he didn't want to sleep during the night because he felt too unsafe, so he'd sleep during the day.
The unique thing about this charity is they don't just run a shelter, they also put young people up in the homes of volunteers. Dean is one of them.
It's a wonderful thing to be able to give them something to eat and then a shower and then a safe place to sleep, and we can, rest easy that we've kept one person from ending up in that spiral of spending multiple nights on the streets.
It's thanks to people like Dean that life is now looking up for Ben. He's got a job and somewhere to call home.
I think me living in accommodation instead of on the streets, I'm more happy because I'm in a safe place.
Tonight, however, many others will not be so fortunate. NJ Convery, BBC Look North in Bradford.